The Krellian armada had conquered 17 star systems in less than a cycle. Their reputation preceded them like a shockwave through the galaxy, merciless, efficient, unstoppable. Commander Zexthar stood on the bridge of the flagship Eternal Dominion, his four eyes gleaming with satisfaction as another colony world burned on the view screen. "The humans have responded to our ultimatum," his tactical officer announced, mandibles clicking nervously. Zexathar's equivalent of a laugh rumbled through his thorax. Humans, the galaxy's newest spacefaring species, barely 2 generations into the void. They had rejected the Krellian Empire's demand for submission with a single-word response. "No." "Show me their fleet," Zexthar commanded. The view screen flickered. Where he expected to see dozens of ships, perhaps hundreds, there was only one. A single vessel emerging from the quantum slipstream, its hull scarred and patched, its design inelegant and brutish. It looked like it had been assembled in a scrapyard. "One ship?" Zexthar's voice dripped with contempt. "They send one ship against 300? The human vessel drifted into formation between the Krellian armada and the besieged colony of New Addis. It transmitted no threats, no demands. It simply waited. "Scan it," Zexthar ordered. His science officer's appendages trembled as data scrolled across holographic displays. "Commander, the energy signatures are unusual. The reactor output is far beyond what a ship that size should generate, and these weapon configurations, I don't recognize half of them." "It matters little," Zexthar said, waving a claw dismissively. "Destroy it." 50 Krellian warships broke formation, their plasma cannons charging with lethal intent. They had obliterated entire fleets with such firepower. Against one ship, it would be instantaneous. The human battleship, designated UHNS Indomitable according to their database, finally moved. But not to retreat. It accelerated directly toward the Krellian formation, its engines flaring with raw, unrefined power. "They're insane," the tactical officer whispered. The Krellian ships fired. A wall of superheated plasma erupted across the void, enough destructive force to vaporize a small moon. But the Indomitable didn't evaporate. Its shields, crude, flickering things that looked cobbled together from 3 different technologies, somehow held. The ship plunged through the plasma storm like a predator diving into fire. Then it returned fire. What emerged from the human battleship wasn't elegant. It wasn't the precision laser arrays the Krellians used, or the graviton beams of the Ascended Collective. It was kinetic mass drivers, railguns that fired metal slugs at significant fractions of light speed, alongside missile pods that vomited hundreds of warheads into space, each one jinking and weaving with independent guidance systems. The first Krellian ship exploded. Then 3 more. Then a dozen. "Impossible," Zexthar roared. "All ships converge. Overwhelm them." The Indomitable didn't try to dodge. It drove straight into the heart of the Krellian formation, its point defense systems screaming to life. Thousands of tracer rounds created a lethal web around the ship, detonating incoming fire. When Krellian vessels got too close, the human ship revealed close-range weapons, plasma cutters designed for mining asteroids, repurposed into devastating short-range hellfire. But what truly shocked Zexathar was what happened when a wing of fighters managed to breach the Indomitable's shields and score direct hits on its hull. The ship didn't break apart. Its armor, thick redundant layers of titanium carbide composite, absorbed punishment that should have crippled it. And where breaches did occur, automated systems sealed them within seconds. "They built their ship expecting to be hit," the science officer said in dawning horror. "Their entire design philosophy is different. They don't rely on shields alone. They armor their vessels like ground fortresses." The Indomitable spun on its axis, main batteries thundering. Its targeting systems were crude compared to Krellian precision, but there were so many guns that it didn't matter. Saturation fire overwhelmed Krellian point defenses. Ships that had dominated battlefields across the sector were torn apart by sheer, relentless aggression. "Commander, we've lost 73 ships. Retreat protocols." "No!" Zexthar slammed his appendage against the command console. "We are the Krellian Empire. We do not flee from primitives." The Eternal Dominion moved forward, its dreadnought-class weapons charging. If nothing else, the flagship's firepower would end this humiliation. But the human ship was already moving to intercept. And for the first time, it transmitted a message. A human voice, calm and almost casual. You wanted to know what war looks like to humans. Let me show you. The Indomitable launched something new, a missile twice the size of the others, moving slower but with an energy signature that made every Krellian sensor scream warnings. Zexthar realized too late what it was. A nuclear warhead. Primitive, dirty, devastating. The Krellians had abandoned such weapons millennia ago as barbaric. The humans had refined them into art. The detonation was blinding. A miniature sun bloomed in the void, and when the light faded, 17 Krellian ships simply didn't exist anymore. The shockwave sent dozens more tumbling through space, systems fried, hulls breached. Zexthar stared at the carnage. In less than an hour, his armada had been reduced to scattered, fleeing remnants. One human ship had broken the back of a fleet that had conquered star systems. "Open a channel," he said quietly. To the humans, the same voice answered, still unnervingly calm. "Go ahead." "Why?" Zexthar asked. "Your ship is damaged. Your shields are failing. You could have retreated, regrouped. Why fight against such odds?" There was a pause. "Then because you threatened our colony. Because someone had to draw the line. And because humans learned a long time ago that wars aren't won by the most advanced technology. They're won by the side willing to pay the price, to take the hit, and keep fighting." The Indomitable's engines flared as it began a slow withdrawal toward the colony it had defended. Trailing atmosphere and debris, but still intact. Still functional. "Besides," the human added, "this was just one ship. You really don't want to see what happens when our fleet arrives." Zexthar looked at his displays, at the wreckage of his once mighty armada, and for the first time in his military career, he gave an order he never thought he would. Full retreat. Maximum speed. As the Krellian remnants fled into quantum space, a simple message propagated through their military network, spreading to every corner of the Empire. Do not engage humans in direct combat. They do not fight like civilized species. They fight like they have nothing to lose and everything to prove. The galaxy thought it knew war. But humanity had been born in fire, forged in countless conflicts on their savage homeworld. They didn't just know war. They had made it an art form, and the UHN's Indomitable, battered but unbroken, stood as testament to a simple truth. Humans didn't need to be the most advanced species in the galaxy. They just needed to be the most stubborn.